first thing you want to do is check to see what type of problem you have. In related rates, all quantities are functions of time. When reading the problem, look for the work rate in units which are divided by time. This is when you do dy over dt.
The second type is using implicit differentiation. This is when x is the variable and y is a function of x, like dy over dx. This occurs when there is an equation which can't be solved for y, so make sure to look for that.
First, make sure to read the problem carefully. Then, start drawing a diagram and assign symbols and label all parts of the diagram. Next, find the givens and the unknowns and define what the question is asking you to find. The givens will all be stated in the problem, and the unknown things you will need after you differentiate and find from the givens.
The equation is the thing you need to relate the givens to what you want to find. Next, differentiate by taking the derivative of both sides. Don't forget that all the variables are functions. Finally, plug in the values you know and solve for what the equation asks for.
Enough!
That's it, we're done.
My lip kits have been so successful lately, and the most popular color is Court K. My momager Chris told me we need to make a new tank in the factory for more production of Court K. I want to make as much of it as possible so I can make the most money.
Oh.
Kylie's super stressed out about her lip kits right now, but literally, Kylie, there are people that are dying. I'm honored that you named the best shade after me, but seriously, just fill the tank with the formula and relax.
My momager said that we have a cylinder tank with a 25-foot radius. The formula goes in each morning, and throughout the day it pours formula into the individual Kylie Cosmetics tubes. The volume in the tank decreases at a rate of 25 cubic feet per minute. I just need to find the rate at which the height decreases. I think I'll ask Kendall to help because this is really confusing.
I may be a model, but most people don't know that I'm smart too. Kylie asked me to help her with her lip kits, so I'm going to show her how using related rates.
Okay, Kendall, so I know that the tank for Court K is in this shape, so that's a cylinder, right? Or is that a sphere?
It's a cylinder.
Okay.
I think.
And then the radius is 20 feet. The volume changes when you write that. Is this how you did it? Yep. Okay, so that changes at negative 25 feet cubed per minute. And then we're looking for dh dt. And since this kind of shape, the radius never changes. So dr dt equals 0. Right?
Yeah.
Yes!
So first we need to figure out which formula we want to use. So we know that volume equals pi r squared h. So next we take the derivative of it since we're looking for the derivative of the height. So dv over dt equals 2 pi r dr over dt times h plus pi r squared dh over dt. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we just need to substitute the values for what we already know. So we know that dv over dt equals negative 25, and the 2 pi is just constant, so 2 pi, and the radius is 20, so we just substitute that in. And dr over dt is 0, so we just substitute that in and we put h where it was. And then we add pi, and then the radius is again 20, so we do 20 squared, and then we do dh over dt. So now we just solve for what we don't have. So we know that negative 25 is still constant, and then we have 400 pi dh over dt. Does that make sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
So now if we solve for dh over dt, we see that dh over dt is equal to negative 1 over 16 pi feet per minute.
So that is how much the height decreases every minute.
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Fisher. I need some information about my lip fillers now that I've finally come clean to the world about having them. People have been begging for information, so I'm going to put on my app, which you should go get at kylie.com. So I would like to know the volume of the fillers, the rate at which the volume changes, and the proportion of the fillers to the cross-section of my lips right here.
All right. Well, Kendall actually called ahead, so I did some work on the board. So To find the volume of your lips when your height, or I guess the length from the center of your lips is going to be about 5 centimeters. And so what you can do to find the volume at this point is to use the similar triangles. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up a proportion like this to find everything in terms of h. And so then this h is going to be 5/8 is equal to r over 5. And so then you have 25/8 for r, and you can plug that in without even knowing r. And so then you just plug in the numbers. So you have 25/8 for r, which is squared, and then 5/8 for h, and then the 1/3 is just the volume of the cone, and then that'll give you 68.883 centimeters cubed. Oh yes. Yeah. And so then for the rate at which your lips are growing, you already know that when you put in the filler, it's going to grow at 1/4 centimeter per hour, and you know that the h is always going to be 5. So the volume, you have the volume formula already, and so what you do is you take the derivative on both sides. So dv dt is equal to 2 pi over 5/8 h squared times h, and then so when you find this derivative, then it's going to be 25 over 64 when you square this 5/8, and then you'll have this, which was originally h thirds, will move over, get rid of the thirds here, and become h squared times dHdt. And since you know that dHdt is 1/4, then you multiply by the 5 for the h, and then you get 15.332 centimeters cubed per hour.
So every hour my lips grow that much?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And so the relationship between the cross section of the center of your lips and the volume is shown by finding the derivative like we did here for volume and also for the surface area for the center of your lips. And then you can find that there's two commonalities where there's this 2 pi times 25 over 64 times h times dHdt is evident in both of these formulas. And then that, if you multiply by 2 over h by dv dt, you'll get it so that it equals the surface area between your lips.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher.
No problem.